In this video, we're going to look at a second great application of de Moivres' theorem. And in particular, we're going to look at how to prove trig identities of the form cos to the n theta equals something and sine to the n theta equals something. Specifically, we're going to try to express things like cos to the 4 theta in terms of cos 4 theta, cos 2 theta, constants, that sort of thing. We're also going to try to do things like express sine to the 5 theta in terms of some amount of sine 5 theta and some amount of sine 3 theta and some amount of sine theta. So just to contrast that with the previous application, that was where we were going the other way around. We were trying to express, for example, sine 5 theta in powers of sine theta. Now we're working the other way around. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start with this very useful result. If you have a complex number, z, which is cos theta plus I sine theta, so that's a generic complex number with a modulus of 1. Let's just see what you get if you take z plus 1 over z. So z is cos theta plus I sine theta. Now 1 over z, that is z to the power of minus 1. Now z to the power of minus 1 we can actually attack with de Moivres' theorem, because that minus 1 can become the multiple of the theta. So what we have is our z, so cos theta plus I sine theta. Now, it's then cos of minus theta, which is the same as cos theta. And then sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, so we have minus I sine theta. The I sine thetas cancel and you just get 2 cos theta. So the first really useful result is that z plus 1 over z is 2 cos theta. If we do the same trick here, well, it's just the cos thetas that cancel, because we have cos z and then minus 1 over z gives me minus cos theta minus I sine theta. The cos thetas cancel and we end up with 2I sine theta. So these are our two really useful results. Z plus 1 over z is always just a real number, 2 plus cos theta, and 1 minus 1 over z is always 2I sine theta. We can adapt this as well and consider what we have when it's z to the n plus 1 over z to the n. Well, by de Moivres' theorem, z to the n is cos n theta plus I sine n theta, and 1 over z to the n is z to the minus n, which is cos n theta minus I sine n theta. And so we end up with 2 cos n theta. By a very similar argument, you can work through the details yourself. We're going to get 2I sine n theta. So this gives us these really useful results. This is usually the one we're using. This is just the special case where the power is 1. But z to the n plus 1 over z to the n is 2 cos n theta, and z to the n minus z to the n is 2I sine n theta. Let's see now how we can use that. So let's tackle this one, cos to the 4 theta. I'm going to prove it's equal to all of this. So we're going to start off with this identity here. So we want something about cos to the 4 theta. Now what we can say is that 2 cos theta is equal to z plus 1 over z. Raise both of these to the power of 4, and what we have is 16 cos to the 4 theta equals, well, let's expand all of this and let's see what we get. So when we expand this just using binomial expansion, we're going to get z to the power of 4 plus 4 choose 1, which is 4. Then what is it? Well, it's z cubed, and it's 1 over z to the power of 1. And we just expand this whole thing. 4 choose 2 is 6. Then we have z squared and 1 over z squared. If you're not great at binomial expansion that I'm doing here just in my head, it's actually really worth practicing until you are quite fluent at this. It's very, very useful in this topic to be able to do this step nice and quickly. Finally, 4 choose 4 is 1 over z to the 4. Okay, we're almost at the clever bit now. So we've got z to the 4 plus 4, and overall this is z squared. Here, these two cancel, we just get plus 6. Okay, this one here is 4 times 1 over z squared, and this last one is just 1 over z to the 4. Now here's the really clever bit. If we group these together, look what happens. I've got z to the 4 here, and if I group that with this one, it's z to the 4 plus 1 over z to the 4. But look, I'm going to be able to use that in this with this identity here later on. Now look at these two. If I pull out a 4 from there, what am I left with? I'm left with z squared plus 1 over z squared. And finally, I've got 6. So what do we have? Well, by this identity, z to the 4 plus 1 over z to the 4 is 2 cos 4 theta. What about this one? There's the 4 on the outside, and by this identity, where n is 2, that is the same as 2 cos 2 theta, and then we've got 6. So we're nearly there. We just need to remember that this was actually not cos to the 4 theta. This was 16 cos to the 4 theta. So 16 cos to the 4 theta is that. So what is cos to the 4 theta? I just have to divide through by 16. Now when I divide through by 16, I have an 1/8 cos 4 theta. When I divide this, well, I had 4 times 2 is 8, divided by 16 is a half. So half cos 2 theta, and then 6 over 16 is 3/8. And all we need to do to have it in this form is pull out 1/8. So cos to the 4 theta is what's required. It's an 1/8 cos 4 theta plus 4 cos 2 theta plus 3. So that's the clever process. You start by just raising 2 cos theta to the power 4, and that will give you an expression for cos to the 4 theta, and it's always grouping first and last, second and second last, and so on. Let's have a look at this with sine. So let's try to find an expression for sine to the 5 theta in the form some amount of sine 5 theta, some amount of sine 3 theta, and some amount of sine theta. So we start with this one. So what we're saying is that 2i sine theta, all raised to the power of 5, must be the same by that identity as z minus 1 over z to the power of 5. And then we'll deal with what this actually is just in a moment. Expanding this using binomial expansion, it's z to the 5, 5 choose 1, z to the 4, and minus 1 over z. We keep going, 5 choose 2, z cubed minus 1 over z squared, 5 choose 3, and so on. Okay, so there's that expanded. Let's neaten it up now. So we've got z to the 5. Now, this is minus 5 z cubed. Then what is it? It's plus 10z. Then this one we expand all of it is minus 10 times 1 over z. Then it's plus 5 1 over z cubed. And then it's minus 1 over z to the 5. Now we do this grouping. So the first and the last term gives me z to the 5 minus 1 over z to the 5. That's ready to use this identity down here. Next, I'm looking at the second term, the second last term. If I pull out a minus 5, that gives me z cubed from here, and then a minus 1 over z cubed from there. The minus and the minus cancelling give me positive there. Finally, I can pull out a 10, and it's z minus 1 over z. So look what we've actually got here. Z to the 5 minus 1 over z to the 5 is the same as 2i sine 5 theta. Z cubed minus 1 over z cubed is the same as 2i sine 3 theta. And then the 10 here, and we've got 2i sine 1 theta. Okay, but that was equal to this. Now if I expand this, well, 2 to the power of 5 is 32. I to the power of 5, well, I to the power of 4 is 1, so I to the power of 5 is just I, and that's sine to the 5 theta. So all I need to do now is divide through by 32i. Well, the i's luckily just cancel because it's I, so the i's are gone. So I just need to divide through by 32. So 2 divided by 32 is 1 over 16. The i's gone, it's a 16th sine 5 theta. What do I have here? I had 10, so well, minus 10 divided by 32 is minus 5 over 16. The I is gone and it's sine 3 theta. And then here we had 20, and 20 over 32 is 5 over 8. So that's plus 5 over 8 sine theta. And there we are done. Should be 3 because it's an identity. There's my expression for sine to the 5 theta. Of course, I could factorize out a 16th if I wanted to make it pretty, but I actually wanted it in the form A sine 5 theta, B sine 3 theta, and C sine theta. My A is 1/16th, my B is minus 5/16th, and my C is 5/8. So really clever technique. And once again, we are using complex numbers to discover something which is not about complex numbers, which is just, I think, really satisfying. Let's just try one more of these. It's a big one. Do pause the video and try this for yourself. We're going to find an expression for cos to the 6 theta. So I always start with these ones here, and because it's cos, I'm going to start with 2 cos theta to the power of 6 is z plus 1 over z to the power of 6. I'm not going to make you watch me do all this expansion, but do it for yourself and then come back and check and see if it was the same as what I got. Okay, so there's my binomial expansion. Let's neaten that up a little bit. So there is that neatened up, ready to group together. So first term and the last term, z to the 6 plus 1 over z to the 6. That's ready for me to use this identity. Then pull out that 6 and we've got a z to the 4. And we've also got a 1 over z to the 4. Pull out 15 and it's z squared plus 1 over z squared. And there's also that 20. Now, what was that equal to? That was equal to 2 cos theta to the power of 6. So that was 64 cos to the 6 theta. Okay, let's apply these rules here. Z to the 6 plus 1 over z to the 6 is 2 cos 6 theta. Then we've got 6 times 2 cos 4 theta. Then we've got 15 times 2 cos 2 theta. And finally plus 20. And all we need to do now is divide through by 64. So cos to the power of 6 theta. Dividing through by 64 gets me 1 over 32 cos 6 theta. And then we've got 6 times 2 is 12. And 12 over 64 is going to be 3 over 16. So 3 over 16, and that was cos 4 theta. Then we had 30 over 64, which is 15 over 32. And that was cos 2 theta. And finally, 20 over 64 is 5 over 16. And there's my identity. So yes, it's busy on the algebra. Conceptually, it's really interesting, I think. And let's think about what the point of this is. When would it be useful to convert powers of trig into things like cos 4 theta, cos 2 theta? Well, one interesting case is integration. And that's what we'll explore in the next video. So see you there.